Ready to go live? Go live.
Are we live? We should be live.
Well, there's probably a delay.
There's not a delay. I'm refreshing. We're live.
There's a little bit of delay.
Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everyone. I'm Erin.
I'm Meinberg.
And I co-host Disability Readathon with my friend Anna. Anna cannot be here today, but I am here with my partner, dismembered. So, hello everybody. I hope you had a great Disability Readathon. Again, this is covering my face. Can you tilt the camera down?
Sure.
Always covering my face. There we go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. And I have a very good readathon. I read a total of 5 books for this readathon, and I really liked most of them. And I think this is the most I've read for the readathon. But yeah.
I think this is the first time, or one of the first times, you've not had a firm TBR.
Yes. So this year we decided not to do a reading prompts, and I think for me it made it easier to A, find books to read, and B, also give myself room to just read what I felt like reading.
Yeah.
I am notoriously shitty at keeping a TBR. I just like to read. I'm a mood reader. How about you?
Yeah, definitely. I don't keep to a TBR very well.
Mm-hmm.
I get like sprints when I won't read, like bursts of focus on reading, and I'll read a ton of stuff, and then I'll go a month without reading anything.
Yeah. I love those Earthsea books.
Have you read any of the Earthsea books?
I have not.
You should read the Earthsea books. They're by Ursula K. Le Guin.
Yes.
They're very good.
That's your favorite, isn't it? Is it your favorite?
I don't do favorites, but I like them a lot. I like those books a lot. They were some of the first books I read.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
They're very mythopoetic.
Yeah.
But also like feminist.
I want to read more like fantasy. Oh, hey, Sable. Welcome.
Welcome.
Cool. So, I have a whole set
you sure do.
thing to do. So, what did you read or watch for the Disability Readathon? I, as I said, read 5 books. I kind of went across genres. I did memoirs, romance, suspense, and a graphic novel, which is awesome. And let me see.
Yeah.
Did you read anything?
I think I started Jeanette McCurdy's book. And I think that counts in there.
What did she? Oh, she wrote.
I'm happy my mother died.
Yeah, I've heard great things about that book.
Yeah, I feel like stuff like she clearly has some form of PTSD and like other sorts of mental health disorders around her life. I think that falls under disability.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
disability is
broad.
Very broad. Way more broad than people realize. Did you know? I'm going to drop a stat for you.
Oh, no.
1 in 4 people in the U.S. are disabled.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
That's 25%.
Yes, it is. Hi, Sawyer. Oh, nice. My vision chart. Okay. I'm taking a screenshot of this so I can check it out. Do you read the titles? Oh.
My Banking Chart by Keela Roberts. Marbles by Ellen Forney, and Stitches by David Small.
Cool. Got it. I'm adding it to my TBR. You're also been reading The Lumbering Giants. That sounds fun. Oh, the Book Eaters. I have that somewhere, and I want to read it. I've heard great things about it. Marvels was your favorite. Nice. Nice. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that just moved up on my list. And then, hon, it's happening. I'm doing it.
Okay.
We're doing this live.
She's typing in, going to Amazon.
I sure am.
Earthsea. You can't see this because
I'm not going to show you my bank account. Earthsea. Should I get... Okay, debate time. Should I get the paperback or the hardcover? Think about it.
I'll think about it.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong window.
Sure.
Sure am. So I'll get it after. Put in chat. Should I get hardcover or paperback? Okay. So the first book that I read is Shouting at Leaves by Jennifer Masumba. She is an autistic woman who went to the Judge Roddenberry Center, where she was essentially tortured, and it's a very difficult read as far as content goes. Obviously, there's abuse. Obviously, there's like ableism, sexism, racism that she experienced in this group home. And it's about coming out of that, finding yourself, finding people who matter to you and make your life better, and just like hanging on to, in her case, her faith, but just generally speaking, something that brings you closer to your inner self and centers yourself. And she's still in a group home, but she's in a group home that lets her be independent and gives her the support that she needs. Excellent book. Should definitely read it. Ooh. There's an illustrated selection. Wow. There goes my bank account.
Your bank account.
So that is Shouting at Leaves. And then I read Only and Forever by Chloe Reese. And it's a romance. And I read it a while ago, like the beginning of April. And it was the last book in a series. And this one included diabetes, I think anxiety, depression. All of Chloe's books in this series featured characters that have different disabilities, which I enjoy. This is the last book in the series, and I highly recommend it. Very positive, very kind of your stereotypical romance, but very heartfelt and very good writing. Yes, totally, I'll do that. I'll put everything in the chat and Discord.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. And then I read You Never Know by Connie Bristow. It is a suspense thriller, domestic thriller, where the main character is deaf and she marries this guy, and there's a lot of drama and interpersonal relationships, and she finds out something about her husband that is bad and creepy. And I can't really say too much without giving it away. I thought this book was okay. I thought the main character made a lot of horrible decisions that like defied all logic. But I thought it was well written. I thought it had great death representation, and it was. I enjoyed reading it. Like it is compelling. It's just the decisions were not it. Hi Rhonda, welcome from Maryland. We're in New Jersey, so we're not too far from you. I am doing good. I hope you are as well. How are you doing? We were just chatting about what we read for the disability readathon. And so this is a good book if you like thrillers and mysteries, suspense. Check it out. Okay. And then I'm not running out of oxygen. I read the graphic novel Mooncakes by Suzanne Walter and Wendy Xu, and illustrated by Wendy. And this is very cute, very queer. The character is deaf, and it's like fantasy, cozy fantasy is what I would say. It is very accessible as far as like understanding what's going on if you're new to fantasy, but I loved it. It was so cute. Hey! Oh,
Yeah, the pollen is.
bad.
Yeah.
Pollen bad.
Spring.
Spring has sprung. Unfortunately. Okay. So that was Mooncakes. Read. It's on Comicsology, which has, like, it gives you. Can you explain the panel thing?
So, like, when you're reading a book on Comicsology, you can look at the whole page at a time, but since it's not really formatted very well for the screen, especially if you're looking on mobile or on a tablet or what have you, what you can do is you can double click on it and it'll zoom onto a given panel, and you can move forward panel by panel, letting you like really focus on each individual panel.
Yeah.
And then eventually, occasionally, it'll go full out to show like several panels that are, like need to be together. But it's a much better way of like having the flow and like emulating the reading process itself.
Yeah, totally. That's why I love Comicsology.
Yeah.
Not everything is on it, and not everything on it has that feature.
Yeah.
But it's still great, I think.
I agree.
The Sailor Babes Book Club. Can I join that? That sounds fun. I'm so happy that you also read it. Yes, spring is bad. I do love the vibes of spring, like cottage, horror, like chill, like the sun is out, but also I'm dying.
Yeah.
Every day. Okay. And that brings us to our book of the month for the disability readathon. Sipping Don Perignon Through a Straw by Eddie Ndopu. I wanted to read this as close to this show as possible because I forget everything. So I read it last week, and I read it in one sitting. It was so good. It is about this man, Eddie. It is a memoir, I should say. And it's about his journey to Oxford University. He got a full scholarship to go there. He's black. He's queer, specifically gay, and he has muscular dystrophy or SMA. This is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have too. The same disability as me. And when he gets to Oxford on this full scholarship, they say to him they can't pay for his aides to live on campus with him. So he had to fight like every day to even get his aides with him. And he did a GoFundMe to raise money to pay, because he paid out of pocket for his aides, which
Yeah, that's absurd.
he said it was $80,000 like every 3 months, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Or ridiculous, I should say. And he also goes into what it's like to have caretakers and that whole process. But it was just like very relatable. I've experienced a lot of the same issues, and I just thought it was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I should have had that up. If you've read it, let us know in the comments what you thought about it. For me, I gave it 5 stars. Very very sad in some ways,
Mm-hmm.
but very hopeful too, and very real. And we're going to go into some deeper topics as we go on today. But yeah, let me know what you thought. But I want to start off. Yes, definitely. It is excellent. Excellent book. Let's see. So this quote was in the book. Can you read it, hon?
Compliance alone is not enough to ensure our dignity and agency.
Yes. And this is him specifically talking about how the college knew that their decision to not pay for his aides was technically like allowed, but so that they were in compliance.
Yeah.
But that still does not give you dignity and agency in your choices that you make. And that to me is like very real, because in the US, because he was in the UK, in the US we have the ADA, which is the Americans with Disabilities Act, and a lot of people think because there are rules in place, then that means disabled people are quote unquote taken care of, or that they have like all the rights are already here. You still don't have basic rights. You still don't have dignity or agency to live our lives the way we want to. Yes, I thought if you have the audiobook, he reads it. And I think that makes a huge difference to like connecting to the story. For sure. I say story, it's not a story, it's his life.
Well, memoirs are they're creative nonfiction. They are a story, and it's just a story that's like pulled from the writer's life.
Mm-hmm.
They're turning it into a story.
Yes. Yeah, the audiobook. Yes. Finger snaps. Yes, audiobook. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, honestly, whenever there's an audiobook that's written by the author of a memoir,
I get nervous because I'm like, huh. I read somebody. Who was it?
I'm not sure.
Can I throw some tea
Oh,
at Donna Tartt
oh.
for a second? Donna Tartt wrote the. Hold on, I'm blanking out.
A Secret History.
The Secret History. And she read her book, and it's fiction.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I'm gonna throw this audiobook out the window.
Mm-hmm.
It is terrible.
I do feel like there's a difference there between fiction and memoir.
Mm-hmm.
And that memoir, you kind of do need to hear it in the person's voice to some degree.
Well, Britney Spears, her memoir,
mm-hmm.
that's a good book too. Even if you're not like a Britney fan, I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I do like her. It's very good, but she does not read it.
Oh, interesting.
She reads the intro, and then somebody else read the book. Because she was like, I lived it, I don't have to read it again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So, in that same vein, can you read it, hon?
Choosing between realizing your dreams and quality of life.
Yes. This is something that he talks about in his book, especially as, this is the college gave him the choice. Either live off campus and do your education from home on the computer, or that's it, and you have to leave if you can't do that. And he said, I shouldn't have to choose between getting basic care for myself or realizing my dream of living on campus and getting a degree.
Yeah.
And that is really shitty because a lot of people have to decide between, having a job or getting up in the morning. Because, hon, you want to share my experience with that nursing?
Yeah.
Because I'm like tired. Go ahead.
Like, what parts of your experience nursing?
How I had to possibly leave my job.
Because you require nursing.
Yes.
And nursing is prohibitively expensive when it's not provided via Medicare or Medicaid. Medicaid. But Medicaid has income limitations before you are no longer eligible for Medicaid. And Aaron is moving quite close to that limit. Thankfully, in New Jersey, they're working to expand the limit through.
They already have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through workability, which is a great program, I think.
I should say that, without workability, the income limit is very low.
Yeah.
It's I think $20,000 a year.
Which is nothing. That's nothing, especially these days.
Right.
Like maybe 50 years ago, that would have been something.
Right.
But today, it's nothing. And
I have comments. Mm-hmm. Is that the Britney Spears movie?
Yeah.
Yes. I've never seen it. Yeah. No, I hear you. That book, I would actually say, is good for the disability readathon because it talks about what's the word that she was under?
Conservatorship?
Yes. That is a lot of things that disabled people deal with.
Yeah.
So you should definitely read it if y'all haven't. Yes, good. That's why I'm here, to give you book recommendations. Yes. Yes, exactly. The ending, oh my god. I got like choked up because that was just so good. So good. Go ahead, hon. What were you saying?
Oh, just that because if you make too much money, you'll lose your access to your nursing, and you can't really live without your nursing. So your choice is, in some ways, continue to advance in your career or live.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to make that choice. You should be able to do both. You should be able to pursue your dreams, pursue your career, and still have a quality of life that's acceptable.
And this happens every day to thousands of people.
Yeah.
Not just like jobs too, but marriage
Yeah.
as well.
There's a lot of disabled people who just can't get married because then their combined incomes will be so high that the disabled person will lose access to the health insurance they really need, which is bad.
This country, I'm going to get up on my soapbox. This country, and basically almost every other country, does not value disabled lives.
Yeah.
And they keep us in poverty if you don't have a program like I have in New Jersey. Even that's not good enough because, like, it's just bad, messed up.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It is 5:25.
Okay, cool. So, those are some of the thoughts that I had. Yes. Yes, and preaching. Let me see what else I have written down. Oh yes. How was it? Towards the end of the book, the Oxford makes him go to this event and basically beg for money. And it made him feel like he had to pretend to be like a beggar almost, in the position that put him in as a man who is trying to like work for the UN.
Yeah.
Spoiler, he does eventually, but the way that society forces disabled people into beggar positions just to get the basic care that we need is messed up. Yes, exactly. No one wants that. Like, and also this is gonna sound like what's the word? It's gone. It went away. It's gonna sound overkill, but I don't remember what I was gonna say. I'm tired. Can you tell? Yes. Yep. Totally 100%. And we also in that vein too, we should talk about institutionalization, which is basically prison.
Yeah. That's interesting. I never really saw the comparison between prison and institutionalization, but you're right that they're ways of getting out of sight, and of I feel like if society knew how much better we could be treating disabled people, that most people would be asking for it. I feel like most people out there are caring people, and they just have been told or taught that things are better than they are.
Right.
They're told that the ADA is enough, for example.
It's not.
It's not. And like, and there's people out there who don't want to spend the money, and therefore they want to keep disabled people out of sight.
Yep.
That's my soapbox.
Good box.
Now let me talk to you about how it's all capitalism's fault.
Go ahead, do it.
I do think that is part of capitalism. I think that social hierarchies, class structures are embedded into all forms of oppression
Mm-hmm.
and marginalization, and it's all meant to perpetuate a status quo where some people are on top and some people are and everyone else below, and then some people are at the very bottom, so that people in the middle can feel like they're not on the bottom.
Yeah, totally. And I also wanted to talk about something in the book.
Mhm.
Okay, if you're disabled, which I feel like most everyone here is, sometimes ableism can be funny because
It's ridiculous.
it's not funny, but it is funny because it's like,
It's absurdist. It doesn't make any sense.
right. So there's a part in the book where Eddie and his two friends go to a restaurant, and he's very physically disabled and can't really use his hands. So this guy comes up and is shaking everyone's hands, and he gets to Eddie and he slaps him in the face instead of shaking his hand.
Oh, okay.
He said everyone on the table froze, like, what? And then so, go ahead, a few years later, Eddie's meeting Obama, the president,
Mm-hmm.
and all he's thinking is, please don't slap me, please don't slap me. He did not slap him.
Good.
But I just thought it was like, sometimes non-disabled people are freaking clueless.
Yeah.
That it's funny.
They don't think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if that happened to me, I would be mortified. But then think it was like,
We'd be joking about it.
yeah, it would be kind of stick.
Remember that person slapped you?
Remember you kicked me?
That was an accident.
That was an accident. It was pretty funny.
But yeah, we still make fun of it.
Yeah. And I do think humor is a way to kind of deal
Yeah.
with ableism, and also a way to reverse it where the non-disabled perpetrator is the one that's like,
The butt of the joke.
yeah. That's my little tangent on ha-has. The other thing I loved in this book is he called non-wheelchair users uprights. Which I like that phrase. Because it's like, I don't know, I enjoy it.
Yeah. Way of normalizing using a wheelchair.
Yes. Yeah. Phone. Let me see what else I had. Oh, his AIDS. So, as I mentioned before, I have nurses.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get good nurses. Sometimes you get bad nurses. And in Eddie's book, he talks about like the rotation of nurses. He doesn't name them, but he calls them 1, 2, 3, and 4. At the end of the book, he's on like 8, 10. And it's just like,
yeah,
very relatable to me. And also he talked about how his aides basically had his life in their hands, and how that there's like a powerlessness and vulnerability being disabled in that way, where you want to feel safe and you should feel safe, but the nature of that relationship is not always safe, and that is a reality a lot of disabled people deal with. So also that is why part of the reason why I think I have anxiety is like I'm in control of my life, but not my needs.
Yeah.
I am reliant on other people.
You're dependent on people.
Mm-hmm.
You have interdependence.
Yes.
And like, yeah, you never know when someone might, for a completely unrelated reason, miss out.
Right. So yeah, those are my thoughts. If you haven't read it, please do, and let me know what you think about it. Let's see, Sawyer. Estimated healthcare aides and nurses who, yes,
Mm-hmm.
great point. If you're in the healthcare industry, you have to read this.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important to see the other side and to understand why it's important to give your clients autonomy, freedom, and a sense of safety and stability. Yeah, so I had a great readathon. I think next year we might have some changes. We might make it a 1 week event instead of all month. It's just easier to run it that way, and I feel like it's just more fun.
Yeah. I do feel like some of the established goals in the very beginning of this project was to get more people to read more disabled authors. And I think that's happening.
It is happening. I see it a lot now, and I love it. And that's why I do this, because even myself, you don't see a lot of disabled authors being elevated.
Yeah.
And therefore, you don't have it on your shelf. But if you purposely seek out these books, then
they're there.
They're there.
Yeah.
And I think it's just snowballing, and it's so great to see. Totally. So yeah, it's great. I had a great time. We're going to end a little early because I am not feeling 100%. But have any final thoughts?
Thank you everyone for coming out. Been great to be, by your side for this.
Yes.
Very good conversations happening. I'm glad to see that it is affecting the broader bookosphere.
Totally is. And I also want to say that I appreciate everyone coming here today and following us on social media. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll be back. I am uploading a video probably either tonight or Monday, because I won't be home tomorrow. I'll have a video up soon about my trip to a cottage where I read books and we had a good time there.
You read a book a day.
I did. I read 3 books.
It was a great environment for relaxing and reading.
Totally. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's what I'm trying to do, is just build communities. I think that's my favorite part of this.
Yeah.
And also of my job, my day job. But yeah. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Yeah.
Stay in touch. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.